When he was only 4 years old, his father died in a tragic train accident. The incident shattered the whole family. Consequently, his mother, with the 7 siblings, shifted from the city of Jamshedpur to their native village Kalarabanka in Cuttack district. With no income at hand to fall back upon, the family starved for days, and the widowed mother was at her wits' end as to how to sustain the siblings. The child Achyuta was very cute.
Hey re, Rajkumar, kଣ ଖାଇଛୁ ନା ଭୋକରେ ବୁଲୁଛୁ? ଗରମ ଭାତ କରିଛି, ତରକାରୀ କରିଛି, ଖାଇବୁ।
An elderly lady who lived in the village was very kind and affectionate to him and fed him sometimes when she found him starving.
Ma, e petare କଣ ଅଛି ଜାଣିଛୁ? गरम गरम भात और तरकारी बुढ़ी मामुनी देइची।
The hapless mother, struggling to fight poverty, could hardly imagine of sending her children to school for education. The young boy Achyuta would spend his spare time playing with other children of the village who didn't go to school. One day, while playing, the noisy boys strayed into the village primary school. Disturbed by such trespassing by the raucous village kids, the school teacher came out and caught hold of Achyuta, while the other children could flee away from the place. The teacher grilled the young Achyuta about his whereabouts. And upon learning how poor the family was to afford education, facilitated his admission in the school and provided him with study materials and tools.
तो ना कौन? मुना सुकुटा।
अरे सुकुटा तो भलो ना कौन तोरो?
मु भलो ना किछि नहीं।
किछि नहीं? हो ठीक है आज ठारू तोर भलो ना हला अच्युतानंद हला? अच्छा हो अच्युतानंद सामंत.
Thus began his journey of education.
अच्युतानंद सामंत.
भल है कम पाइट करी मत तो समय होनी गोटे कम कलुनी काठ गोटे सिलट नहीं आसलुनी मागी
सार कहते सिलट खड़ी देबे
सिलट खड़ी भी देबे काली केतोळे जीव स्कूल को
काली मु 10टा बेल को स्कूल को जीबी
10टा आ आज
The young Achyuta went to school regularly. The poverty was so severe that the hapless mother fed his eldest sibling, often keeping the younger one starving with the hope that he would grow quickly to become a support. One day, the young Samant, unaware of his mother's design, took a morsel from the food set apart for the eldest sibling.
Hey, तू कौन कह दोछु मां पर बड़ा दादांग पे रखितिले?
अरे हे एटा कोठी थिला सब खाइ देले रे उठी बुटी ए
Mother got terribly upset and hit him, which wounded him in the eye.
कौन ला छोट दादा
कौन है इतना?
Realizing the hardship which his mother had to undergo doing odd menial jobs in order to bring up all the siblings, the young Achyuta Samanta rendered a helping hand in collecting dry leaves which he sold to other households in the village to augment the family's slender income. The meager income of the widowed mother could barely manage one square meal a day. Some days even passed without one. The heartbroken mother had to send away other siblings to far and near relatives and chose to keep the young Achyuta Samanta and his youngest daughter with her. No electricity was available in the dilapidated thatch-roofed house where the family sheltered. The family's income could hardly afford enough fuel for kerosene lamp. Despite starvation, the young Achyuta Samanta focused on his studies with the divine conviction that this mire of poverty can be eradicated through education only. His spirit also inspired his youngest sister to do the same. Strongly driven by a divine spirit and faith in the transforming power of education, Achyuta Samanta, after completing his primary education, went to study at Raghunathpur High School, which was 8 kilometers away from home. He negotiated the distance on foot every day. He was good in his studies, and this was noticed by his teachers too, who helped him and guided him. Often, the village landlord's wife would call the women of the neighborhood and offer them tea liquor with puffed rice. The young Achyuta Samanta's mother would usually go there with one of her siblings and let the sibling eat the puffed rice left in the tumbler after she drank the tea from it. Finding no option for livelihood, the family took to parboiling of paddy for the village households. The boy Achyuta Samanta would collect paddy from the households for parboiling. The parboiling was a cumbersome process and required hard labor for hours and days from the entire family.
ভালোকে ধরে যা।
After shelling and winnowing, the child Achyuta would deliver the finished rice at the doorsteps of the households.
ভালোই ছুড়িছি তো কুন্ডা নেই তো আর নেই বাবা তো পয়সা নেই
The family fed on the leftover broken grains, while the job also brought a meager income as wage for the work. The child Achyuta loved to share. If sometimes the mother gave a few coins out of the earnings to Achyuta, he would not spend it for himself. He would rather share the same with his younger sister. To augment the family's income, the boy Achyuta Samanta also grew vegetable crops on the land in the backyard. He was assisted in his work by his mother and the youngest sister.
ଦେଖିକି ଯିବ।
He used to carry the produce to market far off and sold them. Often on his way back home, he would fetch groceries and other household articles from the market for village folks who trusted him for his honesty and sincerity.
না আমার দরকার নেই
ଗରିବ ପିଲାଟି ହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହେଲା ଭାରି ଭଲ ପିଲାଟି।
ମାଉସୀ ମାଉସୀ ସଉଦା ନିଅ
After the day's hard work, the boy Achyuta Samanta would get some rice and drumstick plant leaves to feed on. Despite working hard to augment family's income, the boy Achyuta Samanta would make out time for study. Soon he completed high school education and went on to complete his graduation in SCS College Puri and post-graduation in chemistry in Utkal University at Bhubaneswar. Soon after his post-graduation, he landed into a lecturer's job in a private college in Bhubaneswar. He, however, did not remain content with his present achievement then and dreamed to dedicate himself for using education as a means to eradicate poverty and ignorance. His own ordeal with hunger, poverty and scarcity remained an inspiring force within to get the poorest of the poor a decent life. He had tremendous willpower and unquestionable integrity for the cause. The inner strength made him to give up the lucrative job that he was doing. From here began Dr. Samant's journey as a social entrepreneur.